Welcome to another edition of Pittsburgh Sportsline at Sip Sports Bar. We're on West Liberty Avenue here. You guys know the address. I'm not going to tell you. We got a great crowd here. It's a great day for sports in the city, let alone the whole country. You know we're talking all kind of sports here. We'll talk from high school all the way up to A-Royd and all the rest of that stuff. So we'll cover a lot of subjects for you. Thanks to BPTV and the crew here. We got intern John right on the camera. He's doing a great job. We got Devin on the other camera and Aaron Ward. They help make a great show for us, make us look much better. Aaron just discussed how the camera makes us look so much better here, so I appreciate it.
The camera lies.
And we thank you for watching us on Verizon 32, Comcast 7 only in Bethel Park. We're on YouTube. And for anybody that's drinking in the bar, we have a tradition now. When I mentioned Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook, which is up to, Devin, I think it was 429. So I don't know if we hit it. I want to thank everybody. We're trying to get to that 500. We got the Briggs family in here, and I think that's 4 more that can total up there. Wi-Fi's in the bar, so if you haven't liked Pittsburgh Sportsline, do that. And if you can help Chip the Prophet Hayner a little bit, he's looking for some more friends. I don't know where he's at, and I mean Facebook friends. Smoking Jim Frazier. He's trying to contact all of his friends out there because when I told him the amount he has, we're not going to mention on air, I said, I can't believe that because he should have about 18,000. We just hit, Devin Shea just told us 431. So thank you. We appreciate that. That's on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. And now we start our show with What's on Our Mind. And I'm Al Levine, the Talking Machine, Smoking Jim Frazier, and you already heard Chip the Prophet Hayner. Make sure you like him on Chip Hayner. That's his actual name on Facebook. And Chip the Prophet Hayner, what's on your mind?
What's on my mind? Thanks, Alan. And we're trying to hit that magical 500 number, and that's PED free. So
exactly, I'm clean.
Help us reach it clean. Well, what's on my mind is what's all over the news today, and it's Major League Baseball. But what's on my mind about Major League Baseball is not the big story that everybody's talking about. And the stories that's going on right now regarding A-Rod and the other gentlemen that were suspended are kind of overshadowing one of the greatest seasons in baseball in recent memory. There's a lot of great things going on in Major League Baseball, which I think we should expend our efforts on recognizing, other than the things that are giving baseball a black eye. One of the things that we could talk about that is the resurgence of the Pittsburgh Pirates. Look at that. We're leading the National League Central Division. Got one of the best records in baseball. So let's give a shout out to the Buccos.
Say division leading Pirates, because I just like the sound of that.
But, you look at what baseball has been over the last few years, and, all these teams spend hundreds of millions of dollars in salary, and they go to the playoffs every year. And what you've seen a resurgence in this year is the small market teams that are not expending exorbitant amounts of money on their salaries that are starting to contend. You've got the Oakland A's leading the Western Division. The Cleveland Indians are back in the game. The Kansas City Royals have won 9 of their last 10 games. Wow. These are franchises that have fallen into obscurity. The Baltimore Orioles are contending with the Tampa Bay Rays, and the perennial favorite over there in the East, the Boston Red Sox. And Alan alluded to a nickname that he gave me that calls me the Prophet. Well, I am going to prophesize here. I'm going to go ahead and say that the Pirates are going to win the National League Central Division this year, make it to the playoffs, and if they don't make it, I will personally see to it that Smoking Jim washes and waxes every one of your cars.
Whoa, that's not happening. I've seen him in action. You will not catch Batman like that. No bet like that. But I want to announce that the Bucco bandwagon has lots of seats still there. And even us disgruntled fans like myself, you're all welcome back on there. Chip's had it raring to go for over a year now, so jump on board.
Everybody's welcome.
Thanks, Chip. I appreciate that. Now, Smoking Jim Frazier, I know you had a struggle to get here again. I appreciate you coming here because this guy, he was on time tonight. I mean, we've never started a show at 7:30. That's our official start time.
Mark it on the calendar.
Well, it is on the calendar, and anybody that knows Smoking Jim, never mind. We're not going to talk about it. But the Liberty tunnels were closed again, coming out this way, not just going out at 10 o'clock. So he did have a legitimate, partially excuse. Smoking Jim Frazier, what's on your mind?
Hey, thanks, Al. Hey, everybody, please give my good friend Chip Hayner another big round of applause, talking baseball. I really want to acknowledge Chip's better half, his beautiful wife, Stephanie. Not only does she come and support her husband every single week, but she brings family and friends with her. So big hand, Stephanie Hayner. And I always say, behind every good man is a very surprised mother-in-law. But I want to also always acknowledge my good friend Dan the man. He makes the best coffee on the planet, so if you want some coffee, order some. You won't be disappointed. Please take care of your bartenders and waitresses. Brandy and Kelly waved to all your fans. 2 weeks ago, I had the best hot sausage sandwich I ever had in my life, and I tell you what, it's all from the chef Pete. Give Pete a big hand. He's cooking for everybody. Always want to thank the owners, Mark and Tina, for having us here each and every week. We appreciate it. And the number one family on the planet is here, the Briggs family. And I tell you what, I used to be in business with Dennis Briggs, and I made more money while I was in business with Dennis than I ever made ever in my life. And I always say, if you want the green, you got to see Levine, and you also got to see Dennis Briggs. Thanks, Dennis.
Thanks, Smoking.
And I tell you what, we got one of the best fighters in the history of Southwestern Pennsylvania that's here, amateur and pro. He's going to be on the show a little later. Put your hands together for the Puerto Rican Pittsburgh kid, Jose. And I tell you what, lastly, I was awfully surprised. My best friend in college is here. And I tell you what, I got to give a quick story about him. When he was recruited to college to play with me, he was all state, all WPIL, all everything. He came to college at a nose guard position. A nose guard in college is 300 pounds. He weighed 175. So after his freshman year, when he didn't get no play time, he came up to me, and I had a house off campus, and I lived alone.
Just one house.
He said, you know what, can you help me play strong safety? He said, I'm too small to play nose guard. So we worked out every day. He got better and better. He was catching the ball. He was real good. Nobody outworked him. And our defensive coordinator at the time was Todd Haley's brother. And he pulled me into the office one time. He says, watch this film. He had played 4 plays his freshman year, and he was unbelievable. He says, we're going to have to start him at 180 pounds nose guard. He was a 2-time All-American in college. And I tell you what, we played semi-pro football together with the late, great Billy Mays. Please put your hands together for my hero, Butch Ramsey.
Hey, I thought you were introducing him. Bring him up.
I'm the hardest working man in show business. Tonight I'm doing the show. Tuesday I'll be on Channel 32. Wednesday I'll be on Channel 21. Thursday I'll be downtown Pittsburgh to support my man, Al Levine, the talking machine, as he co-hosts an event. This weekend I'm writing an article in the newspaper about the Hall of Fame. I'm currently in the process of writing a book, and in 2 weeks I'll be the guest co-host on KDKA radio. Nobody, the only thing that works as hard as me is Johnny Manziel's liver. Listen, Johnny Manziel, the alcoholic Heisman Trophy winner, has been kicked out of Peyton Manning's passing camp because he was drunk and hungover. He was arrested and accused of being in a barroom brawl. He was in that NBA Finals championship game, tweeted something negative about Texas A&M. He's been thrown out of 2 fraternity parties, and right now, currently, he may be done with college football because he accepted $100,000 for his autographs. And I tell you what, other than the heavyweight championship title of the world, there's not a more prestigious award than the Heisman Trophy, and that's why they ought to give it to men of character like Tim Tebow, Manti Te'o, Troy Polamalu, Peyton Manning, and Terrell Pryor. And listen, right now I hope Johnny Manziel likes Canadian bacon because his future's in the CFL.
Smoking Jim, we've been doing this show about 25 shows in Sip Sports Bar. I can no longer hear out of my left ear. But what I do know is this was one of his more effervescent approaches to the fans here. Look at them, they're stunned. Smoking Jim, this was your best performance here on your What's on Your Mind, okay? That's what that meant. It was great.
That was over my head, I was wondering.
Well, see, he's writing a book, folks, and I'm trying to step up his game a little because it's hard to follow him. And since he writes a book every year and does not read the book, I'm just trying to help him because last week on our Tuesday night show, I brought in like 4 books. He knocked one on the floor, and it's a classic. John the intern was diving for it, and it was called Ball 4 by Jim Bouton. And that segues into my What's on My Mind. I'm on a little rant here that I've been a strong union guy. I believe in CBAs. For any of you that don't know CBAs, that's not a Canadian Basketball Association or whatever else, or Continental Basketball Association. That's a collective bargaining agreement. And what that means is both parties agree to this. So if you break the rules, if you're working in a workplace, you know there's certain rules, like Chiefs here. He's one of our biggest fans from the Post-Gazette. He'll tell you, when you break a rule, there's consequences. The only way out of it is you pay a penalty. Now, to me, the penalty that these guys should play, because they're all 2- and 3-time losers, because they've been cheating with the Peds. Sure, they didn't have rules, but now you have a new collective bargaining agreement. They should be suspended lifetime. And I'm on the bandwagon that whatever money they should have got, it should go to the education of the parents and the youth of America on the proper usage of PEDs. Because there are proper ways to take steroids, performance-enhancing drugs come out to help people. Look at kids that are undersized. They give them HGH. Look at people that need to heal from disastrous diseases and cancer. They give them steroids. So now everybody looks for an edge. That's what these guys did, and guess what? They got caught. I can't help it. Selig is the worst commissioner in history. He shouldn't even be in that post anymore. He flip-flops so much. Smoking Jim could say it better. Probably like a fish out of water or a catfish out of the Allegheny. I don't know. Because they're catching catfish in the Monongahela. Little Z was showing pictures of somebody catching catfish because the guy's throwing liver out there.
Was it Johnny Manziel's?
No. He'll talk about it because Smoking Jim and him, they always bust each other's chops about it. But my thing is, think first about this. You have a lot of illegal activities, just like everybody doesn't stop at every stop sign. But when you get caught, how do you plead your case? And that's the end of my little rant here. We have a lot of guests tonight. We're not setting a record like we did last week with 10, but we're going to get close there, and we're going to go to our guest list right now. First guest of the night is going to be my favorite photographer in Sips Bar right now. Oh, he's the only one here tonight. Okay. Robert Hester. Robert, have a seat.
What does everybody do?
Robert,
He can do the brother handshake.
Don't break my rib. He was here 2 weeks ago.
Welcome back.
These guys were shaking hands so much. Oh man, that second rib, I can't breathe yet. Stop it.
It's a miracle that you're here, especially with the prophet prophesying that you'd be here. I'm sure you prophesied he'd be here in spite of the pain. And as Joel Osteen said...
Hold it, I have a streak. You're on a roll. I have not missed the show.
As Joel Osteen said, I'm sure you need to have the mindset of, I'm hurting, but I'm here. But anyway...
I don't feel the pain. Just having nice people like this, all the folks out here. Why don't you introduce yourself to the people that don't know you here? Because this is a guy to know. The photos that he takes. Anybody that has a phone, go look at Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. Stephanie, you missed that one. Stephanie, you missed that one. That's Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. The cover photo on there is his handiwork. And he took the photo of the Sip Sports Bar and us three getting our game face on. That's one of the most serious photos you ever see here. So thank you for that.
Maybe the only serious photo you'll see.
I don't know. We try to promote a lot of good and positivity, so It's up to you. I don't mind shameless promotions. Tell the people about this Robert Hester Entertainment.
Yes, I'm entertainment, photography, blogging, thoughts of victory, and hashtag redefining real on Twitter. And not to mention, I'm on Facebook, Robert Hester Entertainment, the aforementioned Twitter at Hestertainment, and Instagram, YouTube, everywhere.
What aren't you on?
I'm trying to figure that out myself.
You're not on Pinterest?
I am on Pinterest.
You didn't mention that.
I'm on Pinterest,
Okay.
Hestertainment on Pinterest.
Look for photos on Pinterest because I've been told that's a good
And I'm
place
also
to
on
go.
Vine and Keek.
See, I knew he'd come up with a few more. How about Squidoo?
Skidoo. Well,
Squidoo.
I've never heard of that until now.
Well, I try to educate people because I'm not a younger guy, so I'm trying to help you there. All right, now you're here to help promote something. So we've had another guest on our show that was promoting that type of event, Frank Murgy.
Oh, him. Pittsburgh
Tell a
loves
little
this
story about Frank and myself.
Well, let's just say Matty Georgie, who is one of my dearest friends, who I love and will always love as a friend till the day I draw my last breath. Her nickname is Pittsburgh Sweetheart. Well, enough said about you, Frank, and myself.
Okay.
You, Frank, myself, and Matty are all Pittsburgh Sweethearts. You two and you two. Both of you guys are Pittsburgh Sweethearts. Yep.
Nice.
Smoking Joe the Sweetheart. That's what I'll call you from now on.
Jim. Smoking
the
Jim.
Sweetheart.
Yeah.
Correction.
Smoking Joe passed away this year. He was a great fighter and boxer.
Correction.
That's okay, because I try to help him out. I'm his PR guy. He's writing this book. It's going to be the largest best-selling book in sports history.
Not just Pittsburgh sports history.
No,
Going
this
straight
is...
to the top of the New York Times bestseller list.
Yes, and beyond. Maybe even Amazon.
Well,
What's going on?
well, the reason I bring up Frank Murgy is that he's going to take part of a little event, which happens to be a big event, which, let's just say, with the NFL and all football is to the Super Bowl, this event in Pittsburgh, which is a suit and tie and dress / fundraiser, which it's all in one, is to the 50 Finest Gala. The 50 Finest Gala is the Super Bowl of all fundraisers in Pittsburgh. It's Thursday, August 15th at 7 p.m. at the Omni William Penn Hotel. And it just so happens I'm one of the token photographers and have been for the last
You say
3
token?
years.
No way.
I say that to myself all the time. I don't know why, but I just do.
So that's at the Omni William Penn. It's a fundraiser for cystic fibrosis.
Yes.
With the 50 finest, what, in Pittsburgh?
The 25 finest men and women in Pittsburgh. Let's just say the alumnus that...
Are we invited to the place?
Yeah. I say you're invited.
Can I carry your camera bag?
Well, let's just say I'm Arnold Palmer. You could be my caddy.
Okay, Arnold.
Well,
Yes, sir.
I'm not Arnold, but that's the first thing that came into. That's the first thing that popped into my mind.
Hold
just
it,
now.
don't change my mind. I'm with you.
Yeah. Well, anyway, about the alumnus include Katie O'Malley of Penguins TV. I'm sure you know her. She's the girl that's on promoting the Pens all the time and everything.
She'll be there.
In arena events. I mean, the in arena entertainment, that sort of thing. I can't remember what it was, but
that's all right.
Anyway, Katie O'Malley of Pens TV, Frank Wachowski of Click Vodka, who's AKA one of my greatest supporters of all time, and B, Click Vodka, the aforementioned Click Vodka, one of the greatest supporters of all time in terms of getting my name out there. And it just so happened Jessica from
Jessica
Click
Danielle,
Vodka was here, one of the Click girls.
What a surprise! It's all coming together
she's
here.
a friend of the show, absolutely.
Yeah, good.
He's an alumnus, and I guess I can call myself an alumnus, but I'm not officially a 50 Finest member yet. But everybody told me I should be. You know. But,
I'll second that emotion then.
Oh, thank you. You know, I'm really encouraged by that, and that's another thing that came into my mind.
Nice.
Long day today, but Frank Murgy, the aforementioned Frank Murgy, is also going to be the MC, along with Amber Nicotra of Channel 4, aka let's just say you're saying I'm one of your favorite photographers of all time.
Yes.
Well, she too believes that, since I photographed her like umpteen times. But
well, can you get us up to umpteen times?
Like, I guess like 5 or 6.
Okay. So we're in the running then. Okay.
Yeah. So she'll be there. I'll be there, of course, and this week's list is phenomenal. And I looked on my phone, and last year they raised over $337,000 that night alone, or I think the whole year, for cystic fibrosis research, which was, by the way, not only the largest ever in Pittsburgh 50 Finest history, but the country. Really? No other cystic fibrosis organization in the country has ever raised that amount of money.
Well,
amazing.
And I'm sure it'll topple over.
We're going to try to help you at least get another $1,000, because this is seen, Pittsburgh Sportsline is seen everywhere. We're even worldwide. Some people in other countries have seen us.
Yes.
We've been seen as far as Nemacolin, like I said last week, in every community in the Pittsburgh area on Verizon 32. And of course, Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. You can see us everywhere. I hope we're up to 432. Devin, where's that report at? But we're seen everywhere. If you could help us get to that 500, you know, we're asking for some help to hit 500 there. So any support you can send our way. We're all about fundraising and promoting these great things in Pittsburgh. And Frank Murgy's a friend of ours. He's going to try to appear on our show once a month. And you'll have to be here to take both of our photos together, since we're always asking you for photos.
You know, it's kind of like what Brandy Engel of who does the Mattress World commercials.
Yes.
She once told me this a couple of years ago. It wouldn't be an event in Pittsburgh without you. Hence, with Frank Murgy, it wouldn't be an event or any function without me taking his photo. You know what I mean? He's like, when he sees my camera, he's on top of that like white on rice. You're darn right I'm going to take a photo of him and you together.
Nice.
Talk about a star shot.
Thank you. With compliments like that, you can come back again. You have to give us a report about the 50 at the cystic fibrosis, 50 Finest. Anything else you got going on you want to promote here?
I would like to promote myself in a way, once I get my phone out here, so I can give you my business card or show it to you right about now, if the camera can see it right here.
John's good, but I don't know if he can catch that.
Can you zoom in on that?
Yep.
Okay.
Excellent.
You've seen my photo. You've heard my story. Help each other win. Well, help the 50 Finest win. Help me win. Help Pittsburgh win. Help us all win.
It's a win-win, he's saying, folks. And on that happy note, thank you, Robert.
Thank you very much.
I appreciate it.
Again.
All right, Brother Heston.
Whoa, watch
Stepping
yourself.
on my cord. Thanks for
I
coming,
hate when that
Robert.
happens. All right, now we're going to bring up our next guest, and this is a friend of mine. She's known as the Empress of Biz, Joanne Forrester. Empress of Biz.
Hello there, Al. How are you?
I'm doing well. Did you meet Smoking? You met Smoking
Oh,
Jim
yeah, I
Frazier
met
and
my
Chip.
love there, yes.
You're welcome back anytime.
You know, flattery will get you everywhere.
And Smoking Jim, she only lives in Brookline. So that's only, for you, that's like 2 miles away, buddy.
We can move her out Monroeville.
No, we're not going out to God's country. We're out here. It's closer to Sip Sports Bar, and we appreciate it. She's known as the Empress of Biz. She's helped more people get money for their businesses in this area. She's gotten people almost $40 million. So this is a lady that you want to know. And we're not talking business tonight. Well, maybe a little later, because I always like promoting good people, and she's definitely one of the ones at the top of my list. And what she wants to talk about is some sports, because she actually was tied into sports through her father through the years. And she has some classic stories here. And she can pick out any one, because I've heard a bunch of them, and we've even been to the casino and won money. We've talked about horse racing. We've talked about baseball. So, Joanne, introduce yourself to everybody and tell them about yourself. And if they call your phone, they'll get the whole message there.
Okay.
Because this lady's so sharp with business. Just listen to a couple things, and if you don't understand it, Smoking Jim, 2 or 3 of these things are fantastic. I'm telling you, because I don't get it all. Go ahead, Joanne.
Well, first of all, thank you for having me here. And yes, we do raise money for businesses, and I've raised over $40 million.
I didn't get the latest update.
That is. Let's give her a round of applause for that. Yeah,
Just tell them how you do it, because nobody's lending money, and if they can have somebody that's an advocate like this to help your business in these times of need, just tell a few folks.
Nobody is, but they are too at the same time. It's a strange game that's being played right now. And, well, they get credit scored. They play games with you, so you don't go to the big boys. You don't go to the gigantic ones. The smaller banks are looking for deals. There's a lot of action on the internet. You got to be careful though, because it's not regulated, so you could be signing up and giving the business away. Now, I know that Militia back there has used Kickstarter, and
Didn't you use Indiegogo with Hugathon? I mean,
we used that
just to start with.
That's not the kind. That's too low of money that I go after.
No, that's what I'm telling people. There's a difference here. This is called serious money.
It's called serious.
Yeah, this is serious money that she's looking at. And if you have a business out there, and I know we have a lot of business people, Smoking Jim, Chip Hayner, they're businessmen here.
Well, one of the biggest kept secrets in the city of Pittsburgh, if you live in the city of Pittsburgh, is the URA. They have a business loan review board, and I sit on that board. And they don't, like if you have a $100,000 deal and they like it, they'll match up to 40% of it. So money's around there. You just have to know where to get it, and you have to be prepared so when you walk in, you know what you're talking about. And that's why my people get their money, because they know what they're talking about. I prepare them, I coach them, I work with the financials. I don't like losing. And
you know what? She looks like the sweetest lady in the world. You don't want to get her riled up.
No.
She uses some language that's even a little salty for Chipper. So.
My dad was a Marine sergeant.
Listen.
What can I say? But I do have one story. My dad, he was a World War II Marine, and he came home from the Marines, World War II, and he was good enough in football that he ended up being on the Pitt practice squad. Wow. And he was going to, I heard these stories from my mom, and then, of course, as I got there, I had to hear him, and I had to wear a football helmet, and I had to, all that. But he was like 27, 28 when he got home from the service after being in almost 4.5 years, good enough to still play Pitt football. And then when I was a little older, we used to go watch the West Virginia Pitt games. Well, one time we couldn't get tickets, and we ended up on the West Virginia side. Now, my dad was as big as the gentleman back there, maybe a little bigger. But I'll tell you something. We're
His
screaming
hero.
for Pitt on the West Virginia side. Don't do that. We actually were escorted out by, we were...
You were ushered out of the
We were
Pitt
ushered.
Stadium.
Yeah, for our own safety.
Or were you in Forbes Field at that time?
No, we were. No, it
Pitt
was up
Stadium.
at Pitt Stadium. I was a tiny
Cardiac
little
Hill.
girl.
You had to climb Cardiac Hill.
And my dad, the ushers had to come down and escort us to a safer field.
Wow.
So that's how radical they get.
This is the type of stories that you hear on Pittsburgh Sportsline. You can check them out on Pittsburgh Sportsline Facebook. We'll put the video up. The one thing you haven't done yet is you tell me to do this in everything I do. And you got to give out your website, your phone number, and everything else, because just what you taught people here, Smoking Jim, I know you wrote it down, that you want that $100,000 for your book. She can help you get 40% of that at the bank. So.
Well, at the bank you can get up to 80%, but you
Whoa.
parlay. But you always have to contribute at least 20%, and you have to use more than one bank or one agency. It's
Hold it. You're going to have to talk air on all this stuff because he's using up all my little notepads here. He can't keep track of all this. He might bring cash out tonight. Whoa, I got that moth. Whoa, whoa. Oh, they're dead. Sorry to all you animal lovers, that moth is no longer with us. What's your number already? Empress of Biz, tell them how to get a hold of you.
Empress of Biz at, I've forgotten.
I do that to people. So.
Yes, you do. Empress of Biz at blogspot.com. I do a blog every day. Also, I'm on Facebook. And Empress of
drink
Biz
on that one.
On TalkShoe on 80050. Just put Empress of Biz on the internet. I pop up all over the place. I'm like horse feathers.
And what about your radio show? Because I've been on there a few times.
Yes, and he runs the whole show.
Who knew? Levine first.
One little side story on it. I get a call like at 8 o'clock in the morning. Hey, Al, could you do me a favor? Now, I'm holding the phone here, of course. I go, sure, if I can. She goes, I just had a cancellation. Could you be on my show and talk? No. About business. So, of course, yes.
Actually, I gave him only 15 minutes time, and he was on. He was there.
Spot on, John.
Spot on, and he ran the whole show. I just had to ask him one question, and that was it.
Thank you.
You're
And she invited me back, believe it or not, a couple more times.
And
so.
next time Pitt plays West Virginia, we're going to leave Al on the West Virginia side. Great job, Steve.
In Morgantown.
Thanks, Joanne. And you're invited back anytime you wander from Brookline.
All right.
You can come here. Thanks again for being on the
It's a
show.
pleasure having you.
And if you're ever in Monroeville,
I'll just have to look you up.
Thank you. All right, we do our halftime show, so let's go to halftime at Sips Sports Bar. All right, we're going to start the halftime show. I usually kick it off to Chip because we always talk beforehand, and he steals 2 or 3 of the things that I want to talk about. So there's the opening. Let's bring up something here, Chip.
Okay, let's bring up something. Well, today marks the anniversary of the very first baseball game that was broadcast live on radio. It was broadcast on KDKA. The Pittsburgh Pirates beat the Philadelphia Phillies 8-5, and my memory's kind of losing me here on the year that was. The very first baseball game ever broadcast.
Like 27, maybe? 1927, was it? Or a little earlier?
It was a ways back, but the Pirates were broadcast from Forbes Field playing the Phillies on KDKA. But
and I didn't listen to that game for anybody asking. I know I need a haircut.
his dad probably refereed it.
No, he actually was born in 31, so he didn't miss it. But he did umpire baseball, too. So that's a little fiction and fact from Chip's trivia time.
Just a little tease. I got some more interesting tidbits for tomorrow.
Yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow. Smoking Jim, what else do you have going on? I know you always got something, so now's the time. Don't be quiet.
hey, how many shows is this at Sips?
I think we're at 26.
We got number 4. going into the Sips Hall of Fame, the Kamikaze Kid from Upper St. Hazelwood just got inducted in the Sips
Hold it, bring him right up.
Hall of Fame.
Bring him up for 30 seconds.
Number 4.
Get up here. Get up here for
That
20
was-
seconds. You got to
That was
accept it.
Tony Dorsett's roommate for 4 years at the University of Pittsburgh.
Hold it. He was eating pork chops. Hey, Kamikaze Kid, thanks for the T-shirt. I wore my Pitt. You gave me the best colored T-shirt. It was the actual Pitt colors.
Right.
So thank you very much. Welcome to the Hall of Fame. You can thank Smoking Jim.
Thanks, Smokey Jim.
He didn't cash that check yet.
Welcome back. Always a pleasure.
And how is Upper St. Hazelwood?
Everything's peaceful. Kids are running 9,500s. The police are chasing them right down the street.
And that's why we brought you up here. How's the food at Sips? You got
Hey, best steak in the country right here. Forget Morton's. Uncle Mark's the best cook in the country.
And you know what? I saw the chef back there, and it wasn't Pete making the salad. So if the salad was good, go talk to your man
Okay,
there.
buddy.
Hey, it's a
Thanks
pleasure
for
having you
guys.
on.
Love you guys. Take
Chat.
care.
Hall of Fame.
She's coming in a couple weeks.
Hey, Alan, excuse me. It was 1921 was the
Okay.
day of the first baseball.
I knew it was in the
broadcast on
20s.
KDKA.
Where'd you
Thanks.
Google that?
Thanks for my
Did you bing
ever-loving
it?
wife. She got my back again.
And that's the end of our halftime show. We're going to go back to our great cast of guests, and they'll be coming up next. We're going to get Lish up here.
All right.
Welcome to our show.
Nice to meet you.
Hi, Chip Haney.
Hi,
Nice
Chip.
to meet
Nice
you.
to meet you.
And why don't you tell all your new fans, because you're going to get a lot of fans after this, who you are and
So, yeah, my name's Militia, Lish Danielle Hutchins. I'm an actress. I sing and I model and pretty much slave for anything artistic.
nice.
Yeah, I'm everyone's biggest cheerleader who ever is doing anything in Pittsburgh. If you do art, I put together shows, I curate, anything. But right now, working on me, doing a little,
Nice.
little acting.
Well, I'm glad Smoking Jim invited you to the show.
I'm glad too.
And now we have a cheerleader on the show.
That's my.
That she's going to be our cheerleader. We're trying to get the 500 likes on Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook.
I went on and liked it when you announced it.
What did
so
we
I'm
get up
excited.
to? What are we at, Devin? 431. Oh, you were 431.
Yes.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
Welcome aboard.
Yes, and I do like the picture, which was amazing. Robert Hester, excellent picture.
Yeah, well, he has talent. That's why we bring him back. Everybody with talent and a story. And we always have to ask people about sports. And I was remiss with Robert because we've already discussed that with him. Do you have any favorite sports teams in Pittsburgh that you might follow once in a while? I know you're an artistic person.
Favorite sports team?
You know, there's Gateway High School. And that's
Gateway
talent.
High School? I think I might bleed black and yellow.
Nice.
I love
You
the
say black and
Steelers.
yellow.
Oh,
You're
black
dropping
and yellow,
whizzes
black and
now.
yellow. Yes, that's my generation.
I like
That's
it
all,
too.
That's all. No, I do. I love the Pittsburgh Steelers. I am excited for what I'm going to see in preseason. See who's going to replace some of the guys. we
Hold it,
lost.
wait. You gave me a little tip. Who was your favorite player who's now playing for the Bengals?
Yeah, Harrison moved to Cincinnati. That cuts me deep, but
You are bleeding. I see
I-
that.
I-
A lot
I'm-
of black and yellow.
Not fucking yet. No, I am. I'm gonna miss him. I still remember it was 2000 and
Talk to the NFL scout. He knows all of that.
2009, the season where he ran
You
the
mean in the
92
Super Bowl?
yard.
Yes.
That was the Super Bowl.
That wasn't the Super Bowl.
Yes, it was.
We don't lie on this show.
The
One
92
thing that
yard.
we're known for is not
Right
lying.
at the end of the first
There
half.
you go, right? The 92 yard,
Yes.
all the way back.
That's how he become the favorite player.
That's why I love him. He was always knocking people over too. I like pushing people.
Do you? You'll fit right in on the show.
I know. I feel like one of the
Yeah.
guys. Me
Just
too.
watch the
Me
ribs
too.
on his other side.
Yeah, this side I'm
They're a little
healthy.
tender.
All those handshakes.
Well, I know how, if we ever play a little flag, I know which way to get you.
Yeah, near my heart. You be careful there.
Oh,
So,
goodness.
are you doing any events here that you want to publicize, or what's going on?
Well, I actually do have a web series that's coming out in the fall. It's called Internet Famous. My character's name is Kim. I play an unemployment officer, and I meet the main character. His name is Andrew Palumbo, and he's a wannabe artist. He ends up writing for the Trib, doing a celebrity corner, and he gets just really sad one night and just drinks tons of whiskey. And
Whoa.
he does a rant on the internet, which his friend puts on there unbeknownst to him, which he then becomes internet famous for ranting about how he hates people who are famous. And I'm kind of the support, go out there, get it, do it.
So we should watch this series
Yeah,
coming out when?
October. It's a web series. It'll be on Amazon Prime starting out. It'll also be released straight to DVD too. So that's
You
gonna
have
be
to
really
come
fun.
back on our show right before
I will.
Yeah,
it
help us
premieres.
promote it. We'll get it out on the airwaves.
We all will.
Lots of people watching it.
And for those who love funk, R&B, anything disco and jazz,
I like country and western.
you like country and western, then this is not for you.
I like funk.
There you go.
You are definitely welcome back.
What's that wild cherry? There's a wild cherry song that I like. Okay.
Definitely. Friday
I like
night.
funk.
Friday night at TGI Fridays downtown.
Really?
Yeah, I'll be singing. I'm singing a little
You
Tina
sing
Marie.
also.
Oh, I sing like a dream.
Gee. Would you like to do a debut? We had a guy sing the part of the national anthem on here.
Part of the national anthem.
Yeah.
I mean, I could sing the national anthem.
I don't want you to do that. Do you have a favorite song? I know you were saying Black and Yellow. You don't
No,
have
we're
to
gonna
sing.
we're gonna
I'll
save
do
that for
something
when you.
sports. I'll do
You
something
could do a
sports.
tease right now. We're going to do a sports tease with
Ready?
a song here, folks. This is another first for BPTV with Lish.
With Liz, ready? Take me out to the ball game. Take me out to the crowd. Oh, buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jacks. I don't care if I never get back, 'cause it's root for the home team. If they don't win, it's a shame, for it's 1, 2, 3 strikes, you're out at the old ball game.
Oh, my God.
Hey, I tell you what, I'm throwing away all my country and western DVDs, and I'm getting your DVD now.
Talk
I'm
about
already
hitting it
there.
out of the park.
You know what? We can't even go any more than that. She'll be back. That was just awesome.
Friday at 8, TGI's downtown.
Great job, great job.
It's a pleasure. I
My
love
pleasure.
this purple shirt too.
Oh, thank you.
It was such a pleasure meeting you.
All right, we got to bring our pit recruit up here. He's been waiting. I hope he finished eating there, Dad. Did he eat enough? Cut left, break left over there. Break left. Now right.
Woo!
What a move.
All right, then.
Pleasure to meet you, Chip Anderson.
Now, I saw you in the paper just a little while ago. So why don't you tell everybody else, because this is going everywhere. Tell them who you are, where you go to school now, and then where you're going to go to school.
All right. Dennis Briggs, 17 years old, at a Shady Side Academy in Fox Chapel. Just recently signed to go to the University of Pittsburgh.
Congratulations.
And I'll be going there in fall of 2014 with a couple of my classmates, a couple of the guys that used to play with me at Shady Side, and a couple of the friends I played with for the 7-on-7 teams. And so I'm going in with a lot of support, and I'm looking to have fun. I know it's going to be a great experience.
What position do you play?
Running back.
Great.
There was no doubt with the moves he made around those tables.
Yes, sir.
And you got around the Empress of Biz with no problem.
Right. And I have to talk to you after this, because not only do I do football, but I'm an up-and-coming entrepreneur, and I'm marketing myself as such, so I have to talk to you after this.
Well, we're all entrepreneurs here, and I know your dad is, so that's in your DNA. There's no doubt. And anybody that was in business with Smoking Jim,
Oh, yeah.
you can't go wrong there.
Right.
No doubt. Well, she's available. That's why we gave her phone number out and her webpage and everything else.
Right.
So what else is going on? What else are you doing? Working out, working hard?
Working out, working hard every single day. That's what a football player does.
Every day?
Every single day. Every morning, every night. No days off. That's our motto over at Shady Side.
I like that.
Other things that I'm doing with my entrepreneurship
You
side.
piqued my interest. We'll promote you.
Right.
What's going on?
Right.
What are you doing with that? Or can't you say?
I can say for
Okay.
sure. The biggest thing that I'm doing right now is a website that I have. It's called doulos.com. DOOLOZ.com. I got the idea for the name out of a disciple in the Bible. It was a doulos disciple for God. Basically, that means that you sell yourself out for the Lord.
Right.
And my definition of doulos is selling yourself out to be the greatest that you can be. Whether that means religion, sports, anything that you're doing, just be the best at it.
Right.
And so my website is called doulos.com, and basically it's just an extension of myself. I can send people inspirational messages. I have a newsletter on things that I'm learning every single day. And if you sign up for my website, then you'll receive my messages, maybe a few promotions for products that I think are valuable for people's growth. And yeah, and other than that, I'm doing I have a candy business.
Do you?
A candy business, yeah.
A health nut like yourself. Do you eat candy?
Not much.
Okay.
Not much, but it was an opportunity that I saw, so I just went out and seized it.
And what kind of candy?
It's 3-head vending machine candy. It's just regular M&M's, Skittles.
So you have a route that you go, okay, Johnny Manziel was eating the Skittles, so we're not going to talk about that.
Yeah.
Okay?
Yeah.
But we don't need that.
He wasn't autographed.
Beer and Skittles aren't a good combination.
No, not at all.
Just get the candy.
Who is it that does eat Skittles on the sideline? It's a running back for Seattle. I forgot what his name is.
Marshawn Lynch?
You ever heard of that?
Yeah,
Marshawn
I
Lynch?
saw it, yeah.
Marshawn Lynch.
Yes. You got to get him to be your poster guy.
That would be perfect.
Right on.
Never
We're
thought
gonna
of it.
right on here when he sees this, Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook. When we get our website, we'll promote that too.
Marshawn Lynch.
Definitely, Marshawn Lynch. You got to see the Briggs entrepreneurial guy. Right here, the young Briggs.
Yeah.
Definitely.
And as he wraps this up, everybody knows I'm not real big on academics, but Briggs, what's your grade point average?
3.7.
And I got to do the disclaimer to Smoking Jim. He says the athlete should be homeschooled, and I disagree because his homeschooling is you work out 7 days a week. You're already doing that.
If you get a D, you can play for me.
No, stick with the A and go with Briggs.
Right.
Good luck to you.
Thank you.
Wish you the best. You're invited back anytime you want here. Thank you. Good luck to
Best
you.
of luck to you.
All right, we got to bring up that champion from Puerto Rico that I've been told who's an American. Jose, the phone's ringing. Brandy, get that phone. They're calling in.
All right, Jose.
I'm doing well. Welcome to the
Jose,
show.
nice to meet you.
You know the standard line. I want people to know who you are because we got a lot of good things happening with you down the road. So tell people who you are and what you do.
Okay, my name's Jose Carvalho. I'm known as the Puerto Rican Prince in the ring. That's my name I earned, I guess. They name it. I didn't pick it.
You earned a reputation.
Well, I didn't pick it. All the older guys, the pros,
Did
when
they?
I was an amateur coming up, they said, "What's your name? What can we think of a name for you?" And Tommy Watts, he was a good undefeated pro fighter. He
Okay.
retired though at like 8-0. He just
You know Tom?
yeah.
I know Tom very well.
Yeah.
He worked for me about 15, 16 years
Yeah,
ago.
yeah,
I know
yeah.
him very well.
And I met him.
Danny
Danny Conley.
Yeah,
Danny Conley,
great man.
he fought so many world champions. That kid fought Fernando Vargas,
Yeah.
the Olympic gold medalist and world champion David Reed. He fought Camacho. Danny Conley fought a lot of world champions. A great
You
fighter.
still get in touch with
Yes,
Tom?
I see them all the time.
Tell him you met Chipper.
I will.
Okay?
I will. I'll tell him that. I will
he
tell
worked for
him.
me slinging fertilizer.
Okay. Did he? Yeah. I mean, it's
It's a small world.
right. So I was coming
That's
up.
why Pittsburgh's a great city. It's one
It
of
is.
the smallest big cities in the country.
It
Look
is.
at this.
Yeah.
You're reunited with one of Chip's buddies.
Right. So those guys that came up and get
Sure.
the story.
So the
said,
Puerto Rican Prince
Yeah.
is talking to us tonight.
That's it. That's how it came about.
That's a great story. Now tell them what you do now because you're a trainer.
Yes.
And you're training champions, I hear.
Yes. I have my own gym. I named it after the late great Ray Schaefer, so I named it the Ray Schaefer Boxing Association. What I do in there is, I bring a lot of kids in off the street.
Let me interrupt you. Where are you located?
We're located in Sharpsburg, 1079 Main Street in Sharpsburg. We have a Facebook page as well, the Ray Schaefer Boxing
We'll like that. If I haven't already, I'm gonna like it. You like
right
us,
back.
we'll like
That's
you.
it.
Right
That's
back
it.
at
Even
you.
trade right there.
432. I can feel it's coming up.
It's coming up. So what we do though is I have amateur fighters in there. I have several. Almost every guy I have in there smoking. Jim, you go to the fights all the time. They're Golden Gloves champions. They go on to the states. So
And I did meet you at a couple fights.
Yes, I have met you before at a couple fights there. So my fighters, we got a good rep in there. Is training champions. Our record is good. It's very good. It's one of the best in Pittsburgh for
And
winnings
there's a lot
and
of
losses.
great places. That's awesome.
Right, and I'm also right now I'm training undefeated. I'm training and managing an undefeated professional fighter, Paul the Piston Pindro. He's fighting.
Isn't it ironic? Everybody has nicknames.
Yeah,
in
it
sports.
is. Right. But this kid keeps going. This kid's keep going. His hands pump like pistons. He keeps going. The kid's
Really?
non-stop.
No quit in him.
No, not at all. He reminds me of a real like an Irish Mickey Ward type fighter.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's not like and he says it himself. I'm not so talented, but he makes it work with the hard work. This kid works. Like right now, his family moved to Texas. His wife's a pharmacist. She's very well.
Don't talk about that area.
Right. So he moved. He comes back up here, and I set up a camp in the gym. So he stays in the gym. He lives in the gym.
This is like a Rocky Balboa.
Yeah, for
guy.
his whole training camp. 6 weeks he's been here, and he fights on the 23rd in Morgantown. It's the Morgantown Event Center.
Right.
And we're going to go on to 5-0. I know we are.
Good.
It's a good fighter, good competition we're facing. But so that's what we're doing over at our gym. We're keeping a lot of kids off the street, and we're winning. We're giving them. They're fighting the Golden Gloves. You got scholarship money for participating and fighting in the Golden Gloves with Jimmy Savetic and Powell.
Right.
A great organization.
We're big fans of Jimmy Savetic.
Yeah, I love the
with
guy.
him. He's a legend here.
Right. 18 years in boxing, and I'm beside Jimmy. Jimmy helped me out all through the amateurs. When I turned pro, I signed with Iron City Promotions. That was Jimmy's promotion company. Yeah. So it's a great organization to team up with for Pittsburgh.
Definitely. And do you have a boxing event coming up too? Or?
Yes, we do. We actually, myself and a great friend of mine, Howard Swimmer. He's the owner of HRS Management.
Right.
And he works with. He's big time. He's a great guy. He works with the Allman Brothers.
Sure.
All these guys. He's a manager with Hey Jim, just to bring it up there.
He's writing his books, so tell him more.
Yeah, right. No, he works with like the Sugar Hill Gang and all those guys.
Oh yeah,
So he's up there, and they're putting together an event themselves. The Sugar Hill Gang. They're putting the 25th anniversary for the release of their album. So he's doing big things, and we joined together. He's in the gym all the time with me. He works out. So we said, why don't we put something together? And he wanted to be a part of it. So we put this boxing event together. It's Pittsburgh Pride Championships. Okay. And what it is, it's these guys aren't fighting for medals. This company, we're fighting for titles, and every 45 days we're going to hold an event where they have to defend their titles to keep these guys in the gym.
Wow.
And it's great. Ray Boom Boom Mancini is a friend of mine. We went to his movie together, A Good Son, that released, and he's doing his book.
No, it's awesome. We're big fans of Boom Boom.
Yeah, Ray's a great guy,
I hope to meet him someday.
Yeah, you know what? He said he wants to come down. He's doing a 10-city book tour right now for his book, The Good Son. And
tell him he could come on this show.
That's
we'll
no problem.
do a BPTV first for the book show.
If we had time, I'd call him live right now for you. And
you know what? We have a Tuesday night show that's live. You could have him call in on that.
Yeah, I would. I would do that. That's
412-831-3304.
That's it.
That's the number for that. Don't call me on my cell. I'll give you my cell.
Not at all.
And when is your event?
Our event is August 24th. It's on a Saturday. It's at the.
I heard Smoking Jim and I might be invited to that.
Yes, you are for sure. No
Really?
doubt about. No doubt
That's
about
news
it.
to
Yeah.
me. He told me we were going to have a special tonight.
Hey, I'd love to have you guys out there. Really, that's the deal. That's it. That's what I want.
We're going to have to leave on that happy note. I want to have you on when we have more time.
Hey, thank you very much.
And we'll get you back here to help promote that event. And thanks for bringing us on board with that.
Hey,
we're going to do the best we can with that.
Yeah, I love it. I love it. It's
and
the
we'll
best
promote
of the
that
show
positivity
business right here.
Thanks, buddy.
All right. Hey, thank you.
Just with that alone, you're welcome back. Thanks, Jose.
The Puerto Rican Prince. Jose used to be so fast that before he got in the bed, he hit the light and be in the bed before the room got dark.
And let me tell you a secret, that he read that in a book about black baseball players. Okay, and I won't say the player's name. But he stole that because I said he could. And he's used it. He rarely uses it. So the Puerto Rican prince, that's quite an honor. All right, we got to go. We got our last guest because we saved the best for last. He's also appearing regularly on Pittsburgh Sportsline. Not on Facebook. Oh, I did say. Oh, I'm sorry. But he shows up on our show every Tuesday night. He's not auditioning for all the people in Upper St. Homestead and Upper St. Munhall who are looking for me. It's Little Z, Zach Brenner.
And my main man, Zach, is from Steel Valley High School, which means no championships.
Whoa, whoa, whoa. Whoa, whoa,
Ding,
whoa.
ding.
Whoa.
Ding, ding.
I take exception to that. We have
Ding,
no
ding.
Super Bowl champs or Super Bowl people ever out of Gateway. And furthermore, I'm thinking that they're not recruiting anymore because most of the top athletes that we have on the show are not going to Gateway. So I'm thinking.
You know what? You caught that so quickly, it's unbelievable. This is one of the best young businessmen, and he just figured out what Smoking Jim's doing here. And it didn't take him long.
Nope. From the jump.
Hey, we always do what's on our mind with you because you got so many things going on.
Yeah, we had to
Look
clean
at
that.
that. You know what? I wasn't all heated up because these guests were so cool. You know, but, oh, what's that?
That's the phrase that pays.
He's finally getting with it, folks. We got another promo. John, get this right here because I don't know if any of you know about the Grateful Dead. Jerry Garcia's dead, but his drummer's coming to Mr. Smalls.
And he lives on, and he's drumming away, folks. So
And I can't pronounce all that stuff at the bottom. I'm too excited and talking too fast. So looks like super organism.
Yeah, that's close, Al.
That's not what you said before the show.
Remember, it's a family show.
We're up to 434 likes before the end of the show.
I wasn't sure what that was doing there. It looked like he was playing catcher.
You know what? I thought he said you had 11 seconds. I didn't know how we'd end the show in 11 seconds, but we do only have a minute because the way we talk, you'll get plenty of time tomorrow night. I'm just going to shut up tomorrow night and let you talk.
Verizon 32, Comcast 7. Call into the show 831-3304. 7 p.m. tomorrow night. You'll get to see me. I'll have a lot more to talk about.
How
tomorrow
about
night.
little me, mini me Z?
You'll get to see him too.
Mini
In his
me
pirate
Z
garb
is
with
right there.
with his eye patch.
Definitely. When are you going to wear the eye patch? Never mind. You look good enough there. Get a good shot of him there, John.
Already got it.
All right. And then we're going to have to wrap this show up. And I want to thank BPTV, John the intern, Devin Shea, who's no longer in the building. Devin's keeping us straight. He told us 434. Pittsburgh Sportsline on Facebook, YouTube. Like us. We're everywhere. Thanks for all the great hosts and guest hosts here. We got Smoking Jim Frazier, Chip the Prophet Hayner. Tune in to us on our live show on Tuesday nights. Give us a call, 412-831-3304. Thanks, guys. Appreciate all the good feedback we're getting from everybody in the community.